Okay. Hello and welcome to Timeless Entertainment. Today I'm going to be talking about Blue Beetle. And I'm going to be talking about of course, showing you some, what do you call it, shorts where I talked about Blue Beetle and the whole Blue Beetle movie all together. And what I think about it. And then I'm going to talk about where I see Blue Beetle in any type of future. So, I want to first say thank you to all y'all that like this, and that leave good positive comments with actual thoughts on the characters, not just negative nonsense, which shows that you have no knowledge whatsoever. You just will hate because you see somebody online. When you can do it yourself. That's the funniest crap about it. This is free to everybody. So, I don't know why people hate on other people and assume too much, way too much. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, here we are. I made this year ago. I don't even know. Let's find out. You know. Okay, I made this the year before last. 75 views, 5 likes. And I was talking about the Blue Beetle movie that just came out at the time. So let's hear what I had to say. And the reason why I'm going to talk about... I'll back it up, apparently. So I'm going to talk about Blue Beetle. And the reason why I'm going to talk about Blue Beetle is because it wasn't really that bad. You know, it was something new. A character that's, like, not known really much. Except for a Justice League cartoon, which is actually pretty good. But the thing about it is you had some good actors in here. And George Lopez made it funny as hell. I mean, he made a good point in the movie that, you know, the Hispanic people need their own hero. You know, they need some heroes. So I think it's a good movie. A lot of good action in the movie. And let's be honest, some movies when you first see them suck, and then they make a sequel. The sequel's better than the first movie. So my advice for DC is to continue Blue Beetle. The actor that played Blue Beetle is good in other things like Cobra Kai. Why not give them a chance by trying to make 2 more movies and see how they do? Yeah. So, I agree 100% with this whole past me talking about Blue Beetle. Make some more Blue Beetle movies. Okay, we got one. Here's the thing. They left this part out they put this part in the movie where he finds the original Blue Beetle's place. And he has a costume. So let's see him meet the original Blue Beetle. If the original Blue Beetle's still alive. Let's have him do more stuff with his suit. It's an alien suit. It's not so much the suit that, because some people try to compare it to Tony Stark. And then you can say, okay, because the Blue Beetle is based off a bug, he's trying to copy the villain in Ant-Man, which is actually kind of flawed. But I have to say, for a movie... it was pretty good. It's a movie character that's not well known, let's put it that way. Even though Blue Beetle has been around forever, and, common, popular surroundings, people are not talking about Blue Beetle. They're talking about Superman, they're talking about Batman, they're talking about Spider-Man, Hulk, all these other characters. But no one's really talking about Blue Beetle. He's one of them. He's one of them that's well known forever, but not known. He's kind of like the Blues. He's the most popular, unpopular hero. And, we'll get back to it. So my thoughts on that one little clip is I just came fresh off of it. I did mention in the clip that I was saying that he's a perfect Mexican superhero because that's what they were portraying him as. And I think it was a great choice to pick the guy from Cobra Kai to represent that. And I think he did a damn good job in that movie. I mean, it shows that he has acting skills outside of Cobra Kai. And even in Cobra Kai, he's a great actor. So I would say bring him back to play Blue Beetle. And not just give him like 1 or 2 movies, give him 3. The problem with Hollywood when they make these superhero movies is because the only reason why they start doing so many of them, separate from all the stuff we used to have in the past, we had more comedies. We used to have more action movies. We used to have more dramas and all kinds of stuff. The reason why it became mostly superhero stuff is because superhero movies were making billions. They're making billions of dollars from some to where now they're putting millions of dollars into it, expecting billions back. When back in the day, you pay $50 million for like a movie, and that movie might make $200 million. What happened to that? Just put that much money into a movie and let it go. Who knows how the first Matrix movie was, but it was, I believe it wasn't as high as some of these Marvel movies are now. But it made millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, it's even funnier when you think it looks stuff like for the longest time I had no idea what the hell Frozen was until there was like some relative that was watching Frozen. And when I found out, did a little research, the movie made over 800 something $billion. Well, why would you ever stop making animation? But Disney has. They make animation movies now that no one cares about because once again, they want to throw this weird democratic, they say woke or whatever, this politicianal nonsense that's not logic. It's just made up bull, and you want to brainwash kids to believe this made up bull nonsense, which means they never develop naturally because they believe in fairy tales that is actually delusional. That's just the only thing I can say about it. But I have to say Blue Beetle would be a good one. I think they overlooked. I think DC overlooked a lot of their work and could have made things way better, had just about as big as Marvel if they wouldn't give up on their projects. And that's what Warner Brothers did, and I wish they didn't. You know, never do you get one movie that's good. Some people like the first movie, and then the second one's better. Or someone likes the second one more than like the first one. Or the first one's way better and they can't do any better with the other ones, even though they make other copies. They're still fans of those other copies of those movies. It's like Darkman, which I'll talk about later on. But Darkman's first movie, perfect, 100% better. Okay, it's the one that brought us Liam Neeson. Okay, and without that movie, we'd not know today who Liam Neeson is. And look how many damn good movies Liam Neeson makes. But after that, they had 2 sequels to Darkman. And yes, they're not the same actor. It's the guy that played, he played like the Mummy in the Mummy movies. He also played, Phantom is another superhero. But when he played Darkman, it was a whole different thing. But I have to say the second Darkman, even though it wasn't Liam Neeson, was a pretty damn good movie. You know? And so I just believe that they give up too easy. Stop putting big money into them and just let them go, man. Just let these movies come out. You got a character, work with it. Just keep working with it. You know, they could have made at least 3 movies of Blue Beetle and gave us funny ass George Lopez, because George Lopez is funny as all hell. And I don't think people don't want to see him. People want to see that guy. Okay, he's getting older. He's getting up there. Let's see him bring out the best of his work before he passes on or something. Shoot. We're losing a lot of good actors and things. And so, yeah, let's bring Blue Beetle back. Let's bring Blue Beetle back. Let's bring the actor that played the Blue Beetle back. Let's bring all the other characters that was in the movie, especially George Lopez, and let's rock it. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So, moving on, we're going right back to what I'm talking about. So, this one looks like I haven't got any views or any likes. We can check it out and see. We got 1 view on this video. Now, this is why I made this show, because I want to talk about what you guys like. Usually I'm saying when I was making these shorts, I was doing it in sections. So I'd be like 1, 2, 3, and it's all the same point, but it's a little bit more in depth about what I'm talking about. So this is a perfect example of why I made Timeless Entertainment. Not just to talk about these videos, because there's going to be times I'll talk about stuff outside of these videos I made, and talk about other things I see that's either should be made or talked about or created, or just my opinion, period, when it comes to entertainment. So let's get in this video that only 1 person viewed on the internet. Now, the reason why I want sequels of Blue Beetle is because, first off, he went into a mansion where the original Blue Beetle was, and I want to know who that's going to be. You might as well make that happen. That way we know, like, there's a legacy of Blue Beetles happening, and obviously originally the Blue Beetle didn't have a suit popping out of his body because you see suits around, and it's just cool. I think it'd be good. The movie's a little fast paced, and it's filmed in a certain way, and that type of film, if you look at it well, it does look a little cheesy, and it's with a lot of movies they do it, and some people like that style, some people don't. You just got to pay attention to how the camera is, how it moves, and the quality of the film. It's like we do these things like now, my shit looks crappy, but other people have it where it's crystal clear because of HD or whatever. But that's why I think people hate the movie. At least my opinion. I don't know. Now,
so what I'm saying in there, okay, I kind of So first off, the Blue Beetle hidden thing. I mentioned that just before we watched this video. I am so serious about that. Why would I hate cliffhangers? Okay, I hate things that leave like holes in a story, and that's just me, and man, that's a big hole in a story for this guy who's supposed to be the new big Beetle, Blue Beetle, finds this whole hidden layer in this big ass place that he would have never probably went to if he wasn't wearing this damn thing that was cursing him. That's actually alien or whatever. It's crazy. You find a whole superhero that was doing what you doing without the damn suit you got, and somehow you're tied to this guy. Yo, you have to make that sequel. There's no way you shouldn't make that sequel, because obviously this is just the origin story how he got the suit. So what happens when he meets the guy that actually got the stuff before him, that has a whole layer, that lived a half of a lifetime doing whatever he's been doing to protect his people, his planet, his whatever, country, city, who knows, and I mean, this is just really nutty, that they would stop right there. I hate that stuff. So I think they should do a sequel based off of that alone. Now, what I'm talking about when I was saying the graphics, and I was thinking about that a minute ago, was when you watch it, it's different. Like when you watch CW stuff like Supergirl or Flash or Green Arrow, there's a certain way it's filmed, and you see certain things that you're like, okay, this is kind of, you can tell it's kind of low budget in some cases. Other cases it looks professional, like you're watching a full-length movie because of all the graphics, special effects stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, this looks like a big good movie. But there's this part with the woman, the blonde-haired woman and stuff, and I'm thinking this is kind of cheesy, and the whole thing with the helicopter, that part, and I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of cheesy. But when I made this clip, it was right after seeing the movie. I'll be honest with you, I remember that. I was like, I'm going to talk about this movie, and so that's what I did, and because I actually thought it was all right, Is there some things I remember? I remember the jokes of George Lopez, the whole kitchen scene with the thing flying through the roof and stuff, all that stuff. You ever watched it since? No, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I'm disappointed. And I'll be honest, I want to see exactly what I'm saying in this video, exactly what I said a minute ago, exactly what I just said a little while ago. They need to make a sequel just so you know who and why this other guy was a Blue Beetle. And where'd he go? Is he dead? You don't know. Maybe they mentioned it a little bit about it. They think he's dead. They don't know. And then hey, you got this guy, this young kid, who's new Blue Beetle. Why didn't they just make this sequel? So that's my thing with that one. Instead of me flipping over, I'm just gonna go to the next video.
overall,
oh, wait a minute. Wait. I don't know what I said there. First off, let's see. One view again. We only got one view again on this video. So let's find out what the hell I said that only one person viewed. Let's go.
Overall, Blue Beetle is a good movie. I like the family connection there. Love each other. The part with the dad, it makes you sad. It's pretty sad. There's comedy with George Lopez. I mean, the movie's got tight ass, fight scenes, a lot of cool ass weapons and stuff. The villain is stupid though, the blonde chick or whatever. I can't remember who the actress was. But yeah, I mean, that was stupid, but didn't get a stronger villain. At the same time, you had a whole bunch of stuff going on with this Blue Beetle suit thing that was interesting, and it was pretty cool. And yeah, it came off a little bit like Iron Man, but hey, Iron Man's dead. It makes it simple and cool. But I'm just saying this movie didn't get the credit it needed because it wasn't advertised properly. I heard about it and then I didn't even know it came out. So it's just like it needs to be better advertised and have better overall.
So what I'm saying right there is actual truth too. That's another thing. When I found this movie, and that's why I talked about it right after watching the movie, because I didn't know about it. I just happened to find out that the Blue Beetle was out, and I was like, oh crap, I need to watch this. It's the same thing with that Ironheart crap that came out a little while ago. They put the show out there, and you're like, there's an Ironheart show. You think they would have told people that, hey, we made a girl Iron Man, which really wasn't about her at all. It's like, and she's not even a hero if you watch it. I don't know how the comic book version of her is, but the movie version sucks to high heaven. And I have to say, yes, there's the cool stuff where she's flying in the suit, but the thing where her friend's whole essence becoming an AI part of the suit and, guiding her and all that. I mean, what is that? And then I think the Manifesto guy was way better than her. The whole villain arc with the bad guy and how he's really working for Manifesto, all that, awesome. Perfect. So Ironheart is a villain story. It's not even. Then here's the thing that makes her really weird. Not just what makes her weird, just the story together is the fact that she had this guy who's a son of the first guy, which is Jeff Bridges' character in the first Iron Man, who fought Iron Man. His son is dealing with her. So it's like, wait a minute here. Thinking of this so much with this guy. Instead of gave him some kind of neural implant, electrical bullshit. And it's like, wait, what? Like literally, you're like, what just happened here? What is this guy? And I think that's a missed opportunity. And that whole thing with that guy is a missed opportunity. And this is just the same thing, like I'm saying with Blue Beetle. Like, you find an area where Blue Beetle's original mentor or legacy, however you want to put this guy, that he never sees, like you left all that out. That's just too much to me, man. It doesn't make any sense. So I suggest they do Blue Beetle over again. That's just my opinion. As for Ironheart, to hell with that. I don't even want to see that shit again. I mean, just like, why? And I think they use that girl just to, and that's another thing too, they make these movies where I think they use some actors to bring in different races and different cultures into a movie, and then you never see them again. Or it's not even that serious. It's not real story driven. It's action, visual driven, and it's just not rememberable. But the only thing I can tell you I remember from Ironheart is those damn villains. The rest of it's stupid. Oh, and Eric Andre. Like, what the hell? Eric Andre is in a superhero movie now? And the character he keeps calling himself is actually an interesting character in the comic books. Actually, the whole crew are different characters in the comic books. Like the two twins were actually aliens, if I remember right, in the comic books. It's been forever, but in the movie or show, it's just all, that show's just bad, y'all. That's all I gotta say. But Blue Beetle here deserves a second chance. At least a second, third chance. They need to go through their rosters of movies they done put out, both Marvel and DC, Warner Brothers and Disney. Find characters that did semi-well and make a goddamn sequel. Just keep making the movies. You guys made 3 Thor movies, but the first one really wasn't that damn good. I gotta be honest. It really wasn't. Okay? And the second one was alright. Pretty good. But when you made Ragnarok, oh yeah, you hit the point. When you made Love and Thunder, you fucked up. It was so stupid. Captain America, first one, good. Second one, good. Because hell, the Winter Soldier's a shit. And I've seen that one so many times. I own the Winter Soldier. Okay? The Civil War, I'll be honest, I like the Civil War. I just think it's overkill with all the superheroes, to be honest with you. And the whole thing with Black Panther, yeah, I mean, and they changed the whole, and then that's the thing that really bothers me. Because Black Panther in the Civil War was awesome. He was the man. He did all this stuff. But once they made the Black Panther movie, it missed something. It missed the mark so big, and it was kind of racist because here you got Africans that don't like American black people and so forth, and then here's a second one they make. He's not even in it, and out of nowhere, there's Mexicans swimming across the ocean all the way to Africa to fight Africans. That's my opinion. I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of hate comments, but yo, them movies is racist. Now all of a sudden, if you look, they made a white Black Panther. Explain that to me. That does not make that movie great. It does not make the superhero great, and it actually is a mockery of whatever originality the Black Panther came from. And that's my opinion. You know, I'm not even talking about the Black Panther, but still, I'm talking about superheroes in general. So I don't know. I believe they need to make sequels better, and they need to just stop just throwing them out there and stop and think for a minute. Can we improve on this hero? What's the best story this hero has that in the comic books that we can bring to the mainstream and bring people out there and go, wow, they're gonna love this. Blue Beetle's got to have one. He's got to have some kind of villain. He's got to have some kind of arc. Bring that out, and then I bet you $1 billion Blue Beetle's gonna sell money. Even though I don't have $1 billion, but still, it would make money. You need to find the real story. Find the best one. Okay. So, what I'm saying is, because I'm going on this rant, but I'm just saying, Blue Beetle didn't get a chance to make sequels, and it doesn't make any sense. But I'm telling you, I'm sticking with it. Find the best damn villain arc. Find the best dang story of him being a savior, you know, and put it on the big screen. And do the same thing for every other hero. Like, what's happened to freaking Moon Knight? Moon Knight was a good little series. Let's make that series grow. Let's break it down. Do some more work. Make another one. Make 3 of them. And see if people love it. Let's keep people in the characters that are actually can hold some weight if you actually got deep into their lore. By using Blue Beetle as the first origin story, that doesn't make, it's just the origin story. It's not nothing. Like I said, the blonde girl in the movie was a stupid villain. It's just as stupid as the blonde chick in the Cat Woman movie with I'm just saying that movie was so, I couldn't figure it out. I was like the only one that had a problem with it. And everyone at the time was like, oh, it's a good movie. I got a big argument with my cousin in front of my aunt's house about it, you know. And they're like, you know, because they're trying to, oh, Halle Berry is this whole thing because she's black. Like, yo, that movie sucked. I'm watching it. I watched it in theaters and I didn't understand what the hell was going on. Only thing that's tight is, hey, she looks bad. She looks sexy as hell in that outfit. Yeah, it makes you want to get down with her, but that's not good enough the villain's not good enough. Made of marble because she put all this makeup on, like they took this thing from Clayface and put it on her. It was just whatever, you know. And it's because in Clayface on the animated series, he put the chemicals on and he's able to mutate and all that. But so she puts it on, her face turns into marble, her body turns into marble. It's just, I don't know. Man, there's so many heroes though that they made so many movies of lately. I don't think they even keep track, but they have to. They have to go back. Why did this movie do bad? Why did this movie do good? Why did Captain Marvel 1 do good and the second one did bad? Second one did bad because you added 2 other characters instead of giving her another epic thing on her own. If they would have gave Captain Marvel another epic thing on her own, where she was just going around, like all of a sudden there's these people that sing when they talk, and out of nowhere they stop singing and they talking. There's cats swallowing people, all kinds of shit going on in this movie. It didn't make any sense in the sequel to Captain Marvel. It didn't. None of it made sense. You know, the TV show with the little girl was kind of cool. Okay, the black girl Rambo, she needed her own movie separate. If you would have made that Rambo Marvel girl, which they kept calling Black Magic or whatever, Black Girl Magic, if they gave her own movie, that'd have been perfect. Before they linked them all together like that, she didn't even get her own movie, man. She came from WandaVision and went straight into Captain Marvel 2. That didn't make any sense. They should give that girl her own movie. And then when it came to the other one, Yeah, they should at least build her up more of her character. Could kept making the whole Miss Marvel series. Now she's probably 30 years old, right? Actors age fast. I swear to God. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, I can go on about other ones that they brought out. There's so many of them, man, that they've made so much of them, and it doesn't make sense. I'm just disappointed. But we're talking about DC. I'm going back to Marvel, but I keep talking Marvel characters because Marvel messed up more, if you ask me, on a lot of stuff. But when it comes to DC, they just don't think. They don't think, and like I'm saying, this whole thing with Blue Beetle, they could have worked on it a little more. Here's how they really don't think. When they made freaking Superman Returns, should have used Tom Welling. Tom Welling should literally be Superman through all the damn Superman movies. I don't give a damn if it's a Snyderverse, James Gunn. It should all be Tom Welling. Why? Because Tom Welling knows that character, has been that character for 10 seasons of Smallville. On top of the fact he was the last person to actually learn about Superman through Christopher Reeve's The Original Superman. Well, not the original, because there's George Reeves. This is Superman family bloodline. He's had this whole joke thing that I used to do when I was doing comedy about it. And but seriously, it just doesn't make no sense. You know how much money Warner Brothers could have made if they brought Tom Welling back as Superman? Like literally, and had him do it. But I know Tom Welling's he's one of those actors that do it, but he's not trying to let acting take over his life. And I can respect that, because look at where we're at now. All these actors eat people and all this crap they're saying and all this sexual perverted nonsense. Much respect for him for not letting vanity take over his life. Okay? But that dude should have been Superman. Straight up, straight down, all around. Okay? Same thing with that what's his name? The guy from Flash. The Gustin guy. He should have been Flash in the Flash movie. Forget the guy that's steady, Ezra Miller or whatever the crap his name is. The shitty Flash, I like to call him. They should have never put that dude in the movie. He didn't want to be in the movie anyway. He's too busy running around being some kind of weird terrorist psychopath. If you know all the crap about him on the news. So, I mean, they should just use the guy that was the Flash. They don't make sense. If you put these actors for however long they are on CW or Warner Brothers, whatever you want to call it, okay? Arrowverse, whatever you want to call it, or Smallvilleverse, whatever. Man, these actors should move directly into movies with these characters so you always remember these characters. Yes, being a superhero or portraying a character too long can ruin your acting career, but I say get it while the getting is good. What else are you going to do? Play in some movie that's crappy. It's like when you talk about Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey did Ace Ventura. He did The Mask. He did freaking Dumb and Dumber. He did all these movies. He did freaking The Truman Show. Out of nowhere, we're going to do a horror movie, number 23. That movie was such craziness. I was actually thinking of the logic he's talking about. I was like, that doesn't add up to 23. I forget what it was. Somebody was watching it with me, and they're like, it sure doesn't, right? It's just going off about 23, right? And then the crap with the Men on the Moon, which everyone say they don't like it, right? And it was actually, if you knew the actor that he was portraying, it was all right, but he overdid it, and it was just like, I don't know. It was just a different, I don't know. It was a good movie, but it wasn't a good movie in a way. But, I mean, here's a guy that's super funny. He doesn't want to be tied to his characters. But now he wants to go back to them characters. But then again, now we don't even know if Jim Carrey is really Jim Carrey. We don't know who the hell he is. Okay? This is my point. I'm just saying, okay? I'm going off on a rant about it. But let's look over DC's rosters and think about it for a minute. Birds of Prey. Movie done and over with, right? Based all around freaking Harley Quinn, the one they played overkill on. That was never really a Batman character until the animated series, but they did so many movies with Margot Robbie being freaking Harley Quinn, and with the stupidest Joker ever. Okay, and it's just like they wasted a lot of money on that. A lot of it. The sequel of Suicide Squad was better than the original movie they made of Suicide Squad. And I have a lot of Suicide Squad graphic novels, and I'll tell you, there's characters y'all don't know about that should actually be in film. One that's actually in some of the stuff I got that y'all know about. What? Peacemaker, right? What they do to Peacemaker just recently. They messed Peacemaker up. He wakes up and there's a freaking psychotic orgy in front of him, right? Why are you doing this? Did they forget that the kids like superheroes? That the superheroes are not just a grown-up thing. It's supposed to be a whole family thing, mostly a teenager type of thing, because it teaches you about, good and evil, right and wrong, politics, you know what I'm saying, science. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into these animations, or should I say, these heroes, these characters that people overlook. It teaches you political mayhem, it teaches you injustice, it teaches you, manage healthcare in some cases because of stuff that happens to them where they get all these damn medical issues, like the Spider-Man gets bit by a spider. There's some kind of medical issue there where somebody didn't pay their insurance bill, and it was just saying honestly, like, something's wrong with these directors, and they need to go back and look that over. But Birds of Prey was like a one and done, and it shouldn't have been a one and done. When you did the original Birds of Prey TV series, it was a totally different thing too. And I have to say the TV series Harley Quinn was better than the one in the movie. And that's just my opinion. If y'all want to go back that far and look at it. And man, they created a whole Batgirl movie. No one's never gonna see. Warner Brothers wants to come back, release that movie. They say Michael Keaton's in it, the original Batman. Release that damn movie. Okay? And that's what you do. And then the same thing with, oh man, there's so much stuff that DC's created that doesn't make sense to why they just gave up. They wanted to make Justice League to compete with Marvel's freaking Avengers, but why? There's no competing. You're the Justice League. You know what I'm saying? Make a Justice Guild movie. They didn't already freaking had the freaking, not Justice Guild, but the Justice Society of America, okay? Which is actually what they kind of did when they made Black Adam, JSA. I don't know, man. Anyway, I can go on and on ranting, but all I'm trying to say is they deserve to actually take the time, maybe bring back Blue Beetle, maybe let the Batgirl movie out, maybe stop throwing random actors in these roles and use actors they already have to establish these roles. People already grew to love a certain face as an actor or that character. So let that certain face stay that character until that character is old and gray, maybe. They'll just make their career. They love it. Make it happen. You got actors that want to come back. You got the dude want to come back and play Green Arrow that played him in Arrowverse. You also have the Justin guy, Justin Hartley or whatever, wants to come back and play Green Arrow recently, I heard. You got Lex Luthor. Okay, the Lex Luthor. Michael Rosenbaum, who keeps talking about how he wants to be Lex Luthor in the animated series. Hey man, shave your head and go be fucking Lex Luthor again because you were the best in the business. It's the only thing I have to say about it. Okay, bring back Tom Welling and watch Warner Brothers make millions of dollars again, and then they'll have to say, okay, forget you Paramount, forget you Netflix, you can't buy our company, we done made our money back. I don't know how you do it, but maybe Warner Bros. Can make an off-strip company that actually hires these actors back and make these movies, and boom, they're back again, and boom, we got Looney Tunes back. I don't know, but it has to happen. Okay, I can't be the only one that doesn't see this. You know what I'm saying? Just start using what you got, and before you just go for a new face. It's always a new it girl. They come and go. This is why girls don't understand how their beauty fades over time, especially when their personality shows their ass. Okay? But literally, this happens with actors. They fade after time, and then there's a new one. There's a brand new one. Hell, there's somebody out there that's better than me. To you guys. Me, I'm arrogant. So, just being honest, that work with what you got. You know what I'm saying? And bring it back to Beetle. Bring back everybody that y'all half-ass did. Okay? And just keep going with it. And quit making remakes of stuff you already made that was classics, because you're ruining it. You're ruining it. If you ever make a Die Hard and there's no freaking Bruce Willis, because there's not going to be another one, you will ruin Die Hard for everybody. You already ruined a whole bunch of crap. Stop doing that. And that's the bottom line, because I said so. So peace be with you all, and like, leave a like, don't leave, whatever, I don't care, just like my video and I'll make more. Okay, and I went on a rant, and I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I talked about too much, but peace out.
Power Stone.